friends, MD Vegan. Today is my gentle juice fasting day that I do once a week in the average. And what I do is basically I reduce calories, I eat less and only drink basically. If I feel not so well and I feel not so good, I just eat a little bit. But usually with a little bit of practice, I do that every week for one day. I get used to it, and then meanwhile I'm looking forward. It's a great fun because there's less kitchen work. Usually I go to the kitchen every day and make meals. And on the fasting day, I just make a juice or a broth. I drink a lot of water. I need to drink a lot. But when you reduce the calories, the body begins to work in a different way, to get the energy in a different way, more efficient. It switches the mode. And something like ketosis, that is called in science, they don't burn sugar anymore, the cells. They now burn ketones. There's a smaller kind of molecule. Sugar is a large molecule, and ketone is a smaller molecule, more efficient. So the body begins to use their own resources and burns them more efficiently. It's good for an emergency, not over a long time. That wouldn't not be so good. There are many important things that happens with the carbohydrates, with the starches. We need a lot of starches. We need fiber every day for our intestines, for the health of the bacteria in there. So it's very important, our immune system. But once a week, it's like a pause, like a long night. Every night I make a pause. I stop eating, stop digestion, just pause. And that's a long fast. The fasting day is like a long night, a long pause. And it's really cool. To me, fasting has become a part of my diet. In a way like music has a pause. And the pause is part of music. There's no sound in a pause, but it's still part of the music. In the same way, the diet has a pause, and a fasting day is also part of the diet. And it's also part of my regular daily life. On my regular life, I always make pauses. I need some pause. I need some rest. I need some, let's call it, turn off a computer because there's something not working. Sometimes you turn it off, and for a second or so, turn on again, and you reboot the system, and the mistake is the failure is over. The system repairs itself. That's the kind of thing we always do, and it's very efficient, very easy also. So the good thing is if I do that regularly, I go deeper and deeper into my body, into my mind also. Because, you could compare the body of the mind and the mind with an onion. Onion has layers, 7 peels, they say. You go deeper and deeper, you peel and peel and peel, you come deeper into the onion. In the same way, we have layers. Something's deep inside, and something is outside. And if you want to go deep inside, you have to put the layers away. And fasting in a regular way, again and again, every week, again for years and decades, you go deeper and deeper. And after a certain time of doing that, it becomes easy and beautiful and fun. I've been doing these fasting days for decades now, and it's really fun. I have no problem with fasting anymore. As long as I drink enough. When I drink too little, gets a little bit of headache sometimes or so, and that's not a good thing. And I have to do something. I have to stop. I have to break to slow the fasting down. Fasting is a strong cleansing. The deeper you go into the system, the less cleansing. Cleansing is mostly outside, but also inside there can be cleansing. Deep things, thoughts that are hidden, that you have forgotten from early childhood or so. The older we get, the more layers we have. And that's good, But these kind of regular processes, doing something every day, every week, every year or so, these things, they are made to get through the layers, to build new layers, good layers. And the fasting is wonderful because when it's really great, it's really fun, there is only creativity, there is meditation, there is creativity. I can make new recipes. It's so much fun. I feel the ingredients. Today I make a kale juice, a green juice with parsley and kale. I have a lot of parsley and a lot of kale. a whole bunch of parsley, and some nice large leaves of kale. Here's a large amount of greens, and they give me nutrients on a fasting day, the juices. And greens, of course, are usually a little bit bitter or sour. Parsley is a sour, peppery, sour green flavor. Kale is rather can be sweet when it's harvested after the first frost, but oftentimes kale can be bitter, a very strong flavor, because there are a huge amount of nutrients. Nothing has more nutrients in our plant kingdom than kale. It's the most nutrient dense plant we have. Super healthy, and the juice is very powerful. And if you combine different ingredients in a juice, yeah, the flavor gets complex, the effect gets more dense, more powerful. But it's also, of course, you have to know the ingredients. I have to know the ingredients to know how to make such a juice delicious. Because there has to be, to me, I don't like a juice that's not tasty. I don't like that. I have to enjoy. I want to enjoy. Because, when I feel great, I know that the body begins to heal itself. It's a good thing, because in yoga, in Ayurveda, the old ancient Indian medicine, it's a holistic medicine, looks at the single person, not as the statistics of all the persons or so many. Ayurveda, the holistic medicines, also Chinese medicine or other medicines, ancient medicines, usually are holistic. Holistic medicine means one individual as related to their society, their nature, and also other things larger than the person are in consideration. And when I feel great, that's what Ayurveda says, the body is balanced and the mind is balanced and the person is balanced with nature and so forth. The balance is the main concept of Ayurveda. You always want to restore balance, then the body yields itself. That's the idea, basically, very simple. And modern medicine is different. We don't talk about balance in modern medicine. We look at one aspect, is this nutrient healthy for 100,000 people or not? What does it do? How is it connected to our most important diseases? That's more a modernistic view. Modern medicine as a science, experimental science. The ancient medicine is not like that. They also make experiments, they also experience things, they have their senses, they experience that and they think about it. It's all the same, but it's a different approach. And the balance here means to me, it tastes great, I feel great. Basically, then comes the story of the layers again. Sometimes I feel something is delicious, it's not healthy for me. When the outer layers of my onion, so to say, personality, when they are a little bit out of order, I begin to crave things that are not good for me. But if everything is in balance, I like what I need. What tastes great to me is healthy. At the beginning of the fasting, when I began fasting decades ago, it was pretty terrible. There was a lot of cleansing necessary and so forth, and I had a very harsh approach. I fasted, with water only, and many days I tried as much as I could. I felt bad. It didn't care. I want to fight, But after some time, I learned with yoga and so the balance method that it's better to do it slowly. To begin slowly, because when you begin slowly, you always feel great. You minimize the bad feelings and you try to make it better, and so you feel great all the time. And then long term, it makes more fun. It's more fun because now I'm looking forward to my next fasting day already. Because when I had a bad experience in fasting, I thought, oh no, not again fasting. That was so bad, I don't want to. There is a resistance. But if I like things, I'm looking forward to it. That makes it easier to continue. And when you go deeper into the personality and work like this on a regular basis, you always want to feel great to make it work on the long run. That's why this kind of fasting is called gentle juice fasting. To me, is the most efficient method for everybody. Because when you only do it one day, modern science says, if you are healthy and feel great, there is no health risk. But when you do it more than one day, inner organs can be harmed. And you might not notice it. because then you have to maybe you should, it's recommended to ask a health professional to supervise that. You want to fast for a longer time. But with the gentle juice fasting, we do it only one day. There's no need to ask. You just feel great, and nothing can happen. There's no danger to any inner organs or so. So 1 day fasting is always safe if you feel great. If you don't feel great, you better ask a health professional if you want to fast at all. Some people shouldn't do that. But usually when you feel great, fasting is cool. It's very cool. And the juices, to me, the delicious juices, they make it so much fun. And fasting day is a delight with these juices. These green juices, they are a little bit of a challenge. They are bitter and sour and these kind of things. And I want to make it taste delicious. The bitter element in the ancient medicine is always the cleansing. The gallbladder is bitter, and that is known. The yellow color in the ancient medicine was always for that cleansing, the green, yellow. That was the cleansing element, the bitter one. It doesn't taste well. The animals don't like to eat bitter food. Only when they have, for example, a dog. We had a dog earlier. I was little. When the dog went to the lawn, to the grass, and ate grass, we knew he wanted to cleanse himself. The dog wanted to cleanse. He ate grass, and then he cleanses the system. The little tigers and cats do the same. Sometimes they want to cleanse and they eat bitter. But the bitter things, usually people don't like that. But when you balance the bitter element, it's part of a balanced, wholesome flavor. I have some sweet, some sour, some hot. I have fruit like apples, pears, and oranges. Here, 2 or 3 apples, 2 or 3 pears. You see, that is a balancing sweet and sour fruit. Apples are pretty much balanced, sweet and sour. One of the most balanced fruit we have on the planet is the apple. That's why it's very common. And the pear is rather sweet, a little bit bitter, soft. And orange here is a little bit sour and sweet, another flavor again, oranges. But the 3 together, orange, apple and pear, I found, is an amazing trio. Orange, apple and pear juice are really balanced and a little bit creamy because of the pear. I like that juice a lot. And it's good to make other green juices, to balance green juices with it. It's very easy, or also a red juice like a beet juice. It's a different kind of juice. Reds and green juices are different to me. The beet juice, for example, gives me endurance. The green juices rather gives me cleansing and fresh refreshment, energy, instant. It's like taking a deep breath of oxygen. The greens are different from the red plants, but all have their purposes. On this day, I make a green juice balanced with apple, orange, and pear juice, a very nice balanced fruit juice. And I add lemon and ginger for the sour and the hot element. And these here, 1 lemon without the peel. Maybe I use a little bit peel in the juicing, I don't know yet. And a nice amount of ginger, 3-4 inches. Ginger root. They are enhancing the other flavors and the effectivity. The ginger, for example, makes it easier for the body to absorb nutrients. And the lemon makes the other nutrients the other plants, the other ingredients more fresh. It's an antioxidant, strong one. And here I have some peel. I don't know yet if I want to use it. It can be too much, especially with the greens. The greens are usually a little bit bitter. If you add more bitter, the peel can be a little bit much. I have to find out. But now I will juice it. Basically, the measurements could suggest, if you want to make your own juice, I would say 1 to 1. Greens, 1 part, fruit, 1 part. There I can start. And when I want a little bit more stronger flavor, I give more greens. More sweeter, I want more fruit. But that's how I would balance it. Usually that's a good starter. So now I will juice it. I have a juicer here. It's a masticating juicer, slow juicer. That's very highly recommended when you want to juice greens. When you just want to juice carrots or apples or so, you can have a fast juicer, centrifuge. The fast juicers, they go faster, they can juice much faster, and there's no problem. But when you want to have greens, the slow juicer is recommended. Or if you have no juice at all, you can have a blender, blend everything together and filter it. So a micro strainer or so, and you also have a juice. Because you have to have the fiber out. that what is not digestible, usually, to make it very simple, it's oversimplified, but for our purpose it's enough. So what's not digestible, I filter it out. The juicer does that job, separates the nutrients from the fiber, and then the fiber is out, I don't need to digest. The fiber is that what makes digestion work. And on a regular day, the digestion keeps us healthy. But on a fasting day, no digestion, nutrients go directly to the bloodstream. And that's why I take the fiber out. Otherwise, the fasting, that's a different kind of fasting, yeah. The digestion is an important part of the fasting, that the digestion can rest. So some people also eat on a fasting day, they just eat less. It's also a kind of fasting. Basically, it's reducing calories over time. A day, for example, or two, you reduce the calories and you don't care about the fiber. But the juice fasting is especially without the fiber. I prefer that. It's a nice way to have nutrients and a pausing of the digestion. Okay, I will now juice it, and I come back in a moment and I taste the juice for you. Here it is. That's my green juice today. Parsley kale, apple orange pear, lemon ginger. So 7 ingredients, and it's a liter, almost, 1-to-1 ratio, green and fruit. So let's see what happens. I used a little bit of lemon peel. I left some over, but in between, I tasted a little bit with the peel, and it was nice. The bitter is not so strong here. The greens are not too bitter. Celery, for example, would be a different story when I put celery to make this smoky flavor a little bit. It's a very powerful ingredient. The lemon peel might have been too much, I figured. But so let's see. I didn't taste the whole juice yet. The final juice, the final composition, not yet tasted. It looks nice. The color is light green. It's a broken green, not brilliant, not bright. I like that. It's a pastel tone, warm and not so harsh. And the texture is a little bit creamy because there are a lot of pears, and the pears make it creamy. But you will see that I'll show you. But now I'll taste it first. That's most important. Let's see. It's a little bit of taste. I get an idea. It's a strong green juice, but it's also light. The green it reflects the color. It's a light green color. The flavor is also light. It's not heavy. The beet would be a different story. Beet in there, or celery or so. Very powerful also. Oops, careful. Perhaps here, that's what it looks like. It's a little bit creamier than other juices I made, and I like that too. It's like it's a little bit more like food. We'll drink this now slowly, sip by sip, because as I already mentioned, this is the fiber. This is what remains after the juicing. This is fiber. That is what cannot be digested. I said it's a little bit oversimplified because also fiber creates important nutrients by digestion, and it also regulates how much the nutrients go into the blood, how fast. Fiber is important for that, to moderate that process of absorption. But without the fiber, nutrients go direct into the bloodstream, no digestion basically. And then I have to drink slowly, because when I have so much nutrients in the blood immediately, the blood sugar, for example, jumps high, and the insulin gets confused, how much insulin, and so that is a complex process. But so to make it easy, I just drink slowly, sip by sip, like in a meal. I take that juice for a long time. I could also put it in the fridge for some time. Maybe for the next day, it's still possible to drink it. Losing some nutrients after juicing. It's better to drink it immediately, but you can still drink it next day, would be also okay. There's only a small amount of percentage of nutrients get lost. science shows. But of course, I will drink it today. It's my meal on a fasting day. I will have another meal. Maybe I drink a broth, a large veggie broth or so. I like that. Maybe water or teas, coffee, whatever. Everything is allowed. I mean, allowed is everything, but anyway, it's my own rule. I don't drink anything. I only drink things that has no fiber. It's a basic rule for me to get the digestion free, to get into this cleansing process and this new metabolism, lower calories. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, basically that's what I want to tell you. This is a nice thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to know anything else about fasting, you can also ask, of course, in the chat. Or there's a Facebook page called TriYoga Moon Fasting. This is Gentle Juicefasting, comes from TriYoga. Yogini Kaliji is a founder of TriYoga, and she told me about that. It's together with a non-violent lifestyle, living in the flow, being vegan. That's all part of TriYoga, and that's how I get to this idea of gentle juice fasting, to make it nice, to make it holistic, not to always to feel great, not to push myself, to go step by step, and these kind of things. That comes from there, and really enjoy that. The Facebook page is called TriYoga Moon Fasting, and all my juice recipes you find in there. Also, a fasting calendar for the best fasting days. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. You can also make it regular. Most important thing, regular every week or so, for example, or every other week, whatever you like. Test it should be regular. Then really it gets more and more effective all the time. Yeah, that's my advice. Okay, whatever you like. So you can find that there. And otherwise, like my video, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.